Hi, I'm Clifton Warren, and welcome to the Top Producer Podcast, transforming your sales meetings. Picture this. It's Monday morning. You gather your team around for another sales meeting. But 30 minutes later, all you've managed to accomplish is talk about the sports, complain about the coffee, and talk about what you're going to do on the week ahead. Sounds familiar? Most sales meetings that I have attended and observed are nothing more than elaborate updates the size of the strategy sessions. The leaders walk out frustrated, and the people walk out none the wiser why they're there in the first place. But here's the thing. Here's what separates average teams from top performers. Average teams use their meetings to report on what happened, while top performers use them to determine on what happens next. The key to making this shift, you want to transfer your meetings into accountability engines that drive results. You know, you hear me talk a lot about the culture of accountability or accountability, and sales meetings are an ideal place to create that culture of accountability. It's one of your most effective ways to do that. You know, you can help individuals there at the meeting. You can check in on their commitments there at the meeting. And, you know, good results-oriented sales meetings identify business development opportunities that may require immediate action, may require help from others within the business. But more importantly, you can keep things on track. So what makes an effective sales meeting? Well, first, they should be results-only focused and sharply focused on business development pipeline. In other words, how do you convert the suspects into prospects and prospects into clients? That's it. Everything else can be held in another meeting or done in the tea room. So every sales meeting must answer three core questions. What stuck and why? Not what's in your pipeline. Instead, what specific obstacle is preventing the opportunity from going forward? So what's stuck and why? Secondly, what decisions do we need to make to move this forward? Does it involve pricing? Additional resources? Do you need to bring someone out to help you negotiate? And third, who's going to do what by when? What specific commitments, names, deadlines can we put in place? Not vague promises. I'll do this next week or I'll get around to it. So let me give you a framework for an effective sales meeting to help you drive that culture of accountability. Firstly, you want to make sure that you designate a specific time and duration for your business development or sales meetings, whatever you want to call them. They could be weekly, fortnightly, or monthly. I would not go beyond monthly. I prefer fortnightly. You want to make sure that every participant that attends that meeting submits their top 2 to 3 opportunities 24 hours before the meeting. That gives people a chance to look at it. And you want to focus on quality, not quantity. So we're not interested in the giant pipeline list of 1,000 names. You want to just focus on your top 2 to 3. And in that list, in that top 2 to 3 you're going to submit, you want to focus on the deal size and pipeline. In other words, the value and the timeline. What is the specific blocker preventing progress? And what help do you need from the team? So in the meeting, after you quick check in on wins and everything else, get everyone excited, build momentum, you want to focus on the most critical stall opportunities. So each person that when they brought in the 2 to 3 opportunities, want to present the situation in 90 seconds. 90 seconds. You'd be surprised what you can say in 90 seconds. You don't need to spend 5 minutes on the background. 90 seconds, and then ask the team for advice, suggestions to help clarify the next action. And you want to look for specific steps to help you move the thing forward. When you've gone around the table, you want to have a commitment round. And that commitment round is every person state their number one priority for the next week. You want to be specific. I will send the proposal to Mr. Smith on Tuesday at 2 p.m. Be very clear, because when you go back for that next meeting, you want to follow up on these commitment rounds they made and their commitment. That's that accountability piece. And of course, the next meeting, you want to confirm who's presenting any resources that are needed. See, the key success factor is that, meetings can be rotated around producers. As a leader, you don't have to run the meetings yourself. And these sales meetings don't have to be long. Good sales meeting can be 15 minutes, 30 minutes. But holding regular, focused sales meetings ensure nothing slips through the cracks. Key account major wins are not won overnight, but through a series of deliberate steps. And guess what? If you run effective sales meetings, you're equipping your professionals for success and ensure that everyone's moving in the same direction. And guess what, folks? That is the key to producing superior results, regardless of the market, regardless of the economy. I'm Clifton Warren. Thanks for listening.